Welcome to ACD Combatives, your combatives and control tactics channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Guys, Coach Kurt. The liver strike, we're going to cover it from a use of force point of view and a technical point of view. A little bit of both, how it crosses over, back and forth. The liver is just underutilized as a control tactics target, and it's probably one of the best body shots, if not the best body shot you can use to stop a confrontation quick. The liver is in the upper right quadrant mostly, at least that's where you're going to attack it, just under the rib cage and above the diaphragm. Guys, I think you will see that this is something you should incorporate in your training program, in control tactics, and we will cover everything you need to know about it in this video. Okay guys, so training the liver strike, either punch or kick, liver punch, liver kick, super important. I recommend bag gloves and bare fist training. When I'm doing cardio workout, which isn't often by you can kind of tell, right? I'm just using regular boxing gloves because I'm going for the heart rate and so forth and repetitive motions. Guys, you don't have to train full power all the time. As a matter of fact, the older you get, the harder it is on your joints. But if you do want to practice self-defense punching, you do have to take off the gloves at some point, and you need to condition those fists, just like the rest of your bones. Like they do study on joggers, and their leg bones are just denser from the constant pounding, boom, 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 boom. In boxers in general, or MMA fighters, especially with the smaller gloves, that competitive, that consistent striking, the heavy bag that's full of sand or heavy stuffing, it takes its toll in your body, your arms, your joints, your ligaments, your tendons start building from that resistance. Striking with the knuckles, more vertical is how I do it. It's very old fisticuff, very old school bare knuckle way of training. You saw the old timers fight like this. Well, I'm not that extreme. I use a normal stance, more squared off, but I definitely punch vertical. I'm trying to hit those big knuckles. And when I throw my hook, I tend to do spinning around, and I'm trying to hit with the back. You do this real tight punch and everything is great, but if they're moving or you're off, you might end up hitting with the small knuckles and getting a boxer's fracture. You know, if you don't want to do all that, train palm strikes. Bas Rutten would knock people out all the time in Pancrase using the bony part of his palm. But let's get back to the liver shot. Guys, the reason the liver shot is so effective is that shock wave that it sends. Again, here's your diaphragm, upper right quadrant, here's your rib cage, which is really important. That's why you don't tend to come straight across. You can get away with it more with knees and kicks because the power, extra power of that shock wave could still go through the rib cage. But you see a lot of like Bas Rutten's kicks when he was throwing them weren't the traditional Thai kick where you would almost kick down. It's a downward angle. A lot of times you'd see almost that upward angle, and that is so when you're fighting somebody and you do that switch kick, boom, you're still creating that whipping motion, kicking with the shin or the upper part of the foot. When you're wearing shoes, that's fine, or even if you're wearing a patrol boot, you can hit with the toe. Don't recommend that even with boots on, because then you build that habit. Neither here nor there, just FYI. That upward boom, where I'm kicking, it's that cutting upward motion, just like if you were cutting with a sword, or the upward swing with a baton. It's that upward cut. So you're trying to dig under the rib cage. Obviously you're not going to do that, but it's going to cause that tissue expansion, and it's going to cause that shock wave. And you've seen the results of it from those videos. It doesn't take much. The brain says to the liver and the body, ouch, that's extreme. Shut down, protect yourself. It's completely conscious knockout. It's called a technical knockout in boxing or MMA. They're conscious. It's just that they're down from They're just shut down. The body literally hits the shutdown button and is like rebooting. It's like protect the liver, protect the organs. So we're talking about the technical aspect of it, where you're setting up with those upward angles. Guys, in general, really work on your body shots. Head shots are great, but you have to be much more accurate. You see people in the streets tucking their head and just throwing those punches. That's a great way to break your hand. So definitely train punching. You don't have to be a great boxer, but you should train heavy bag work so you know how to strengthen. First of all, you strengthen your wrists and building endurance in your hands in general. But you start learning how to emphasize how much power you really need. You don't need to throw everything you have into it in the kitchen sink to, you know, do that drop step, boom, boom, boom. These are the knockout points. You've got this triangle of knockout death right here. And by death, I'm not talking about you're killing anybody, although you could if they fall down and hit their head. But you're hitting, you know, just beside the ear, center of the ear, side of the neck, the tip of the jaw, the tip of the chin. These are all knockout spots that you're aiming for. And yeah, I practice them. That's why I love Bob over the heavy bag sometimes. The heavy bag, I love the heavy bag. But Bob, for precision fighting, for precision practice, you know, is great. I can like, oh, I've seen how much power that I actually have before it starts getting too intense for the bare knuckles. And you're able to practice, oh, sniper shots. You know, you're going for that stuff. In reality, it's not going to be that easy because they're moving. There's, you know, it isn't going to be that easy. Just like when we shoot center mass, when you're shooting to hit the center mass to shut down the attacker, it's easier to hit to the body, and people just way underutilize it. There's a lot of professional fighters that, you know, a lot of their wins are from body attacks, and the liver is like the king of the body attack as far as how to shut them down. Your spleen and your kidneys and stuff are also great places to attack, but the liver is X marks the spot. It's probably the best way to shut somebody down in a hurry when you're moving in for the clinch or what have you. From a law enforcement point of view, absolutely, completely acceptable. Guys, hit them back first. Remember when they taught you that at the academy? What does hit them back first mean? From you got your control tactics, the technical, tactical, physical aspect, and then use of force. Two different animals. Use of force is the legal aspect of it. You've got your case law. You have pre-assault indicators. You have your awareness, your situational awareness. These are all things they teach in use of force. Hit them back first means the guy's up in your face. He's giving you a bunch of shit. He's yelling at you. He's in his red zone. You can see it. He's topped off. And, you know, he's like, you know, motherfucker. And then his hand drops down. You can articulate that. That's a pre-assault indicator that he's ready to punch you. He's coming at you with clenched fists. He's screaming at you. Or he's just, what I call that 1,000-yard stare, where he's just like, I'm going to kick your ass. He's all, his neck veins are bulging out. He's just tense. You're like, whoa, stop, stop, stop. He's not listening to you. You know, bam, pre-assault indicators. Stop him before he gets to you. Situation drives every attack. Situation drives every defense. Situation drives everything. You change the facts to a situation just a tweak, it can go from deadly to non-deadly, you know? So what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, you can do that all day, but it's situationally driven. Can you hit them back first? Of course you can. Just being able to articulate it is the key. Articulate everything you do. And the only way to be able to go from consciously articulation to, oh shit, this is going down, is training. You have to train. So you don't have to think about something, you just react based on your training. That's what you're going for. So to wrap it up, don't rule out the liver, train the liver, and if you incorporate the liver as part of your training regularly, it's going to blow your mind what you can do with it. If you ever have to use it in reality, you're like, whoa, 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 boom, you know, and you just throw that kick. It doesn't have to be super powerful. I just sidestep to get off his line of attack, and boom, you know, roundhouse kick to the side. Oh, he's down, grab him, take him down, what have you. These are things you can do. Yes, striking is super applicable in law enforcement. And yes, it's just as important as grappling in other aspects of your control tactics. So don't rule it out. Don't do all of one and all of the other. You need a good 50-50 standing ground range. You need all that stuff in your training, and the only way to get that is train regularly. By regularly, I mean weekly. A couple times a week you should be training. All right, guys, beat that dead horse. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please hit that bell icon. Light me up in the comments. Let me know your 2 cents. Everybody take care. Stay safe.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful.